All right, good morning. Happy Thursday. How we doing? How we doing? Anyone trade pre-market? Some decent CPI, post CPI action. There we go. Benny, what's up, man? Okay. So Nasdaq, we have a gap higher this morning, post CPI gap higher yesterday, and Q breaks lower, keeping with the bearish near term structure. We have a break of the 25K area, 25,100 area. It's a little support zone. Previous support zone right there here is now broken as of yesterday. Price continues to flush, and then we end up seeing pretty much a perfect test. I think quite literally a perfect test to the tick of the 50% fib retracement from the late November rally. So if I show you the 4 hour, this fib is from here down up into this high. I like these as reference points, just kind of get a sense of how much of a certain move has been retraced. They have a big rally here, right? Week long range, price curls over, marks another lower high yesterday morning, and then we see a test of the 50 that gets bought up overnight. Now we're post CPI, and we have what looks like a pretty good retracement of yesterday's sell off. Looks like 61%, a little bit more than 61% retracement of yesterday's sell off. So we're currently at 25,275 ish. It's kind of a tough spot for me personally. I would like to see some action versus 200, 225. It's kind of one of the main zones in my plan there. 200 and 225. Otherwise, if we just see a straight continuation off the open, we start to bump into the weekly volume point of control right here at what is that, 316, 315 area. So ideally, we can see a little bit of a pullback and then maybe a bounce versus 225, 200 area, although that has already materialized during the overnight pre-market session here. You already have a break above and then a retest. So I'm going to be patient this morning. I want to see how that intraday structure develops. I want to see how this gap is going to be treated. I want to see if this gap is going to be filled right off the open. Yeah, we're going to be gapping pretty much right into this area. So still within prior day's range. It's kind of a tough spot, kind of a tricky spot here. Got 90 seconds till the open. Is there a 10 a.m. print this morning? No 10 a.m. print. Fortunately, I'm already up nice this morning. We caught a very nice long. That was the post data fib buy zone. One of my favorite trades. Red folder news. You wait for the retracement into the fib buy zone. Grab that long and just try and ride it. I'll break that one down later today after the close in the TMG coaching call mentorship group. So let's see what this morning gives us. I don't have a lot of conviction in the current location, is what it boils down to right now. Timmy, what's up, man? What am I getting you for Christmas? A couple 100-point trades right in your stocking. Couple 100-point zippers. All right, 20 seconds till the open. There's your open. So overnight highs at 285. Already up and through overnight high. And here's your weekly volume point of control, pretty much right here. 320-ish, 316. All right, 380 is your upside level of interest. ES is strong right off the open. YM strong right off the open. See some sellers there with the weekly profile. So far, anyway. We'll see how overnight high is going to be treated. Good volume right off the open. Here's an overnight high. So if you have a failure here at this reference point, we should see this zone start to trade. Let me get the let's see. There we go. RTH volume profile there. Coming into session lows. Look at that opening 5-minute bar. Close in here in 20 seconds. Big shooting star so far, anyway. Let's see this next 15 seconds here. Yeah, closes bearish. New low of day. Staying patient right now. I want to see that 200 area, how it's going to be treated. There's your extended hours value area high. Pretty good volume this morning. Extended hours volume point of control shifts higher, 260 now. New low of day. All right, getting into 200 by 225. I'll really wait for the lower portion there if it is going to materialize in a bounce. Otherwise, it's chilling. Most likely, we see a failure there at 200. We'll wait till post 10 a.m. Opening 5-minute bar was bearish after a pretty big gap higher, right? Not a true gap, still within prior day's range, but still a sizable gap nonetheless. There's 200. Nice short. D-Wall, Dom, Mario. Heck yeah. Fresh lows being made there on NASDAQ. First, the 340 discussed pre-market. Yeah, that weekly profile. Very nice. Very nice. Turion caught the short. Nice work. Fresh lows there. Keep riding it. Keep trying to ride it. We're going for 118 VWAP area. You got ES pressing the lows. See how this intraday structure develops here near 200. Prior day value area high. We know it's a big level of interest. Still in that pre 10 a.m. directional move. D-Wall's looking for 100. Yeah, that'd be the next target. Last week's low, 118 area. Next 15-minute bar just opened. There's a little consolidation here. There you go. That looks better. Like to see a hold above 225, struggling with that. That was per the plan anyway. Give it a couple attempts through there. First one a little too early, stopped. Recover with the second. Now trailing in profit. Nice morning so far, 2 for 3. There's the trail. See what's next. Pretty much exactly like I outlined before the bell. Wanted to see that reaction, 200 by 225. Sellers reload at that 225 back into session lows. And we're still pre 10 a.m. So probability still favors some lower prices. There it is. New low of day. And actually just glad I always hit that exit and market cancel button. Found my stop down there, put me in a short. Thankfully I saw that immediately and was able to get out. Whoo! Sketchy. Sketchy. Sketch. Regular hours volume point of control kind of shifting here into 25 200. Yeah, always got to remember to hit that cancel all, flatten all button, whatever it is on the platform you're using. D well, nice man. D wall cleaning up per usual. Nice work, Mr. D wall. It's a little consolidation here. Continues. So is that post? Can't really see it. There it is. Kind of post CPI structure point. Timmy Traps making so much in the index. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Q, let's see if we get action above 225. The zone is holding. You got volume point of control now beneath current price point. Target should be overnight high if the buyers have it in them. Trade forward, just riding it, just hitting the same idea. Look at all my entries in the same area. That's called coming into the session with a game plan, knowing exactly what you want to do. I'll trail 227 here. Otherwise, ride for overnight high. I'm glad I caught that stop loss that actually put me in short down there. I'd be down bad right now. Jeez. Costly mistake. The market can be very unforgiving for mistakes like that. I'll lift the trail a little, go 233 on the trail. That stop there, that one stop's kind of unfortunate. You could tell I just got is like the absolute low pain. Two-way street. Yes, sir, Mario. Good zone. Trail's probably going to get tagged right here. 233.25 is the trail. No, it's holding on. It's holding on. Okay. Dom, 4 till 10. I don't think we have any data, right? Pretty sure. No data. The NQ is kind of bumping into RTH value area high. That opening 5-minute bar low. Right in this zone. See that opening 5-minute bar, big shooting star. There's a wall here at 265. There we go. So NQ is starting to get into overnight high because that was my target, my initial target here. I'm going to trail a little more tightly. I'll go 252 on the trail for my long. Basically, I want to see price kind of holding outside of this little microstructure near 250. Because I already know D-Wall and Mario are going to be waiting there at overnight high. So I got to contend with these guys. And there's our true test, a overnight high, 25,285. My trail sits at 262. And this trade number 4 of the morning, kind of a busy morning, geez. Okay, did not get trailed there with my 262 trail. If we can break the 292, I'm gonna lift it right here. We'll go 274.5. Let the little microstructure build, make a new high, lift the trail. Here's 300. Above overnight high, I'd just be targeting session highs, which is currently 329. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate it, man. So here's kind of where we're at. Just looking at the technicals again. Let me rescale this chart. Ah, okay. Oh, there goes my trail. Trailed out of the long right there. So back to cash. Let me make sure I slap that exit all, cancel all button. No pending orders. We're 3 for 4 on the morning. So we had the initial CPI long fib buy zone, and then the main watch was the 200 by 225 zone. Ended up hitting that 3 times. First one was a stop, as you can see right there. Second one a scalp. Third one gives the follow through. And the little blip near the lows was the mistake that I mentioned. That was my stop loss getting filled. That thankfully I caught it right away, because obviously that was a bounce point. Would have been very costly. Looks like you may have a little bit of a rejection here at overnight high. Right now, just staying patient. I would either want to see a fresh high being made or a move back into the 200 area, session low area. What's tough about current location, like I outlined before the open, is you have the weekly profiles right here. It did just shift lower. Weekly profile just shifted lower to 290, which is basically current price point. Oh, D-Wall already, man? All right. Take care, sir. Albert, would a bounce at 230, 240 be valid since it held previous resistance? Let's see. My preference, honestly, would be a little bit lower. Like I would rather kind of wait for 200 by like 170 area. Like put me almost all the way into the lows. I see what you're talking about there with the structure point. Technically, it could work, but my problem with this is it's in the middle of the intraday structure, and I'm gonna have the best opportunities at really at the edge points here. So if I take an entry here, just based purely on market structure, and then it ends up being a loss later in the day, I'm gonna be like in my review, like, hey, what were you doing there? It's not really a great setup. So I'd rather just wait for the higher quality play. Exactly, Timmy. There's an overnight high rejection. Like I said, Mario and Dewo would be waiting right there. There they were. It's helpful to understand what other market participants want to do. That's part of the value of a trading community. Dom, you're in there too. Nice. Yep. I love it. What's up, Gabe? You off for the rest of the year, man? All right, take care. We'll see you in January. All right, there's 200. If you're in the short, that's basically your target zone anyway. Nice work, Dom. 3 for 4, daily goal. Heck yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I want to see how the lows are treated. Like a little bit lower, 170s. Because right now there's a lower high intraday. So yeah, I kind of want to see like just a little bit low. What I don't want to do is grab the long right here and then have it kind of roll over and then bounce here. Oh, I was already a little bit too early once this morning. Try not to be too early again. – 150 was that session low right here? Yeah. Oh, 160. Okay. Yeah, honestly, my preference would be the double zero, like 118, 100 area. You got the extended hours value area low right through here. Yeah, CPI low right through there as well. Yeah, here's case in point why I won't, be trying those first entries. So we'll see what the reaction down here at the lows looks like. I'm kind of leaning towards just waiting, seeing if it cracks lower. All right, Mario. See you, man. Nice morning. Beautiful morning. Looks like the bounce right there, at least briefly. No position. No position there. Kind of wanted to see like more of a trap and or just break lower, trade into 118, 100 area. How's everyone's morning so far? 45 minutes into the sesh. There we go. NQ rolling over. There we go. So that for me, that would be successful avoidance of what looks to be a failed opportunity. Yeah, the lower high here is a little suspect. Plus, we got to remember we're in a neutral bearish backdrop. Seller's gonna have the ball here as far as the near-term structure is concerned. Like, look at this. This is a downtrend. Over past 5, 6 sessions is definitely a downtrend. Oh, you can't even see it. There we go. Timmy, no trade day. Mike, solid green. Josh, no trade day. Turion, 2 for 2. Staying patient right now. No position. Just watching reaction, watching how this intraday structure kind of builds out. It's a little microstructure, it's a little consolidation down here. We have extended hours and regular trading hours volume point of control right in this area. Good volume all morning though. That was one plus. All right, it's looking a little better. Looking more and more like we may have that intraday range. They notice some of the clues here. Once this initial bounce kind of rolls over and price does not even break this structure, definitely does not make a new low. Buyers just step right into defend. Then you get a couple of hammers right through here with volume point of control. That means all the volume is right here for the current day session. It's like, okay, well, if price can break above this point right here, call it 207, 206, then what does that tell us? Well, most likely it can trade higher. There is the chance that it looks above, right? It does a little sweep and then you get trapped, but more often than not, that can be a decent opportunity. Just take some patience, see what we get out of this. There we go, coming into value area high. What's up, Mish? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Great analysis. That's candle intuition. Yeah, if you actually kind of like spend time, staying patient and looking at how the structures are unfolding and what price is doing, the market will speak to you. Doesn't use words, but doesn't talk, but it'll speak to you. Just got to be willing to stay focused and look. See it on the micro time frames. Yeah, it's a little more clear there on the 30-second as well, but the 1 minute does a good job of kind of showing what's happening. I got to lift the trail. Can't have a fish in your ear. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. That's one guaranteed way to destroy your focus. All right, I got to lift the trail some more. Up in an overnight high, so I'm trailing 263. Now, if NQ can break this structure here, if NQ can break this 302, let's go for the highs. Otherwise, we're just gonna have a range day. Perfect 15-minute barcode. Yeah, it's a tradable range though. 15 minutes shows barcode, but this is a nice intraday. There's a nice wide range. A lot of people are going to call this chop, but I view this as a tradable range. I'm going to trail 269. I'm still riding. Notice how all my entries today in the exact same area, right? This power of a game plan and knowing really what you want to see out of price. Here we go. NQ up and through that 302. I'm going to trail. I like to keep it tighter because I want to see price hold above this structure point, especially as it gets into session highs. So we'll go like 287.75. Yeah, I think so, Dom. If a new high can be made, well, at least 380. Got that level at 380. And there we go. I gotta lift it. I have to lift it. I gotta protect some of this. We're going 296 on the trail. Wow, what a morning. What a morning. What a morning. Can we see a new high of day right here? Get out there and push. Good volume coming in now. Not a great sign actually. Up into intraday resistance for me. I'll trail 298.5. Try and give this a little bit of room, but not too much. New high? Not quite. Not quite. There's your new high of day. I'll lift the trail 303.5. Basically, I don't want to get caught in an up thrust. And it looks like that may be what's happening here. We'll see. You just want a nice directional break of the highs. I mean, really, I could trail like 309, but I'm just going to leave it at 303. I think we have some decent potential here. Okay, now I'll lift the trail. We'll go 309.25. And upside target's 380. You can see my entry. See how the limit buy right there is just above those kind of indecision candles, the hammer candle. So just let price put me in. Yeah, probably get trailed out right here. Oh, it's holding. Trying to hold this consolidation here near the highs. There's your new 30-minute bar just opened. And there's a trail. Trailed out. There we go. So I do want to recap that trade, especially there's some nuances here that I think are pretty important. And I'm gonna talk quite a bit about later after the close today in the coaching session. But the initial opportunity, the initial bounce here, I did not want it because I wanted to see if price would offer an actual spring setup, a trap, right? And so we saw this bounce, we passed on it, price rolls over. Now, when price rolls over right there, what's the expectation? The expectation is that it'll flush this low. Flush that low right there, maybe even mark the new high of day, but it does not do either of those things. Buyers are just sitting right there, they absorb it all. You have the intraday structure here as well as value area low, and then it just consolidates. It consolidates. So then we see kind of some bullish developments on the 1 minute in a key area of support with the level of interest, value area low, and then session volume point of control. So again, like I said, makes the decision making process a little bit easier. We'll just put a limit buy right here, and if price puts us in, it puts us in. If not, all good. All good, right? Here's a fresh high on the day. So look at my trail to the tick. My goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It's all good. It is all good. That might be the day though. We got 5 trades. Yeah, 5 trades. One stop, one mistake. Busy day. Busy morning. But I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about my trades today. Feeling good about the analysis. Again, at the start of the stream and in the notes this morning, we talked about NQ 25200 by 225. Thanks, Mike. Dom, you still riding? Target 380, man. Try to go for 380. Oh, got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay. Darn, a little too tight on the trail there. That's got to be one of my weaknesses. When price goes vertical like that, I really don't want to. I really don't want to give any back, and typically, I'm not giving enough room for the little structure to build out. But a beautiful trade nonetheless, if you ask me. Tough to complain about 105 points, especially when it goes in just 5, 6 minutes. And here's 380. Yeah, right into 380. So up and through weekly volume point of control. gonna be tough for me to do anything else here. I need to see a decent pullback. Look at that trail, man. That's what nightmares are made of right there. Nasdaq 25,400. How much of yesterday's move has been retraced now? That's 78%. I mean, above 400, you really just go for prior day high. It's only 40 points higher. The prior day high is right up there. Tomorrow will effectively be the last decent, hopefully decent trading day of the year. We will be offline all of next week. And then the week of New Year's, more than likely won't be trading. TBD. We'll see about the stream. Still TBD on it. Probably take it on a case by case basis on each day. Take a nice little break from markets. Come back fresh on January 5th. Kick the new year off right. Matt, nice work. Heck yeah. So a little consolidation here near 380 and 400. The buyers have the juice for that prior day high. Their next upside target. All right, Josh. Good discipline, man. Way to not force anything. And I know how easy it can be to force trades. A little exhaustion here near 380. Unsurprising. All right, folks. I think we call it right there. I think that's a wrap. Main focus today was 200 by 225. Hammered that area. 5 trades today, plus 1 mistake. Don't count that as a trade, though. 4 out of 5 were winners. That's a wrap. We will be live tomorrow for the most likely the last stream of the year. I'll be offline all of next week. And frankly, you should be too. It's not going to be much happening the week of Christmas or the week of New Year's. Don't let the FOMO get you. Hope you guys had a good day. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank today. We do have the coaching call in the Traders Think Tank after the close today. That's for all Traders Think Tank members. The live session, if you want to jump in, feel free to join us. If not, I'll see the rest of you tomorrow morning. Thanks for your time today. Hope you had a profitable day. Hope you followed your rules. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.